Now, if you already created your chart in Excel and you want to bring it over into PowerPoint, in other words, you don't want to recreate it here, well, that's fine. You can either copy and paste it, or you can insert it from Excel as an object into PowerPoint. Let me show you how that's done. Okay, let me minimize my PowerPoint presentation here. Let me show you my Excel workbook where I have my chart that I want to copy and paste or insert it as an object over into PowerPoint. It's in my exercise folder. It's right here. It's called Revenue Chart. That's my Revenue Chart workbook. Double click to open it up, and you'll see that on my second worksheet down at the bottom I have my data, but on the first worksheet is my chart. Again, I can't have a chart. In this case it's a pie chart, and I love pies. They're yummy. So I got a pie chart. I can't have that unless it's tied to some data. Now, some of you may not have worked in Excel, and if this is all new to you, then you can watch our training video on Excel and then just make sure that you actually have the Excel program, so after you're done watching the training videos you can start working in it. In any case, for those of you who know how to work Excel, there's my chart here, and all I have to do is click on the chart, go ahead and copy it. Control C is the shortcut key to copy the chart, or you can come up here on the Home tab in the Work group, click on the copy button. And then I'm going to go back to my charts PowerPoint presentation. And then what I want to do is I want to click and select the chart here. Now be careful. Make sure that you always click on the border, because you see how I clicked in the middle of the chart to select it? It's got these little handles around the major grid lines here. If I hit the delete key, it only deletes the grid lines, which is fine because now you learned something new. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hit undo and just make sure I actually click on the border of the chart and then hit the delete key. And now I'm ready to paste. Except I want to be careful how I paste. If I just go ahead, and you can see in the clipboard group my paste button is active, it means that there's something on the clipboard ready for me to paste. If I click paste, it's going to actually paste right over that text box there, and I don't want to do that. I don't want that text box in the background, so I'm going to go ahead and hit undo. Make sure that before you paste you actually click within the box and then go ahead and hit paste, and it replaces the text box with your chart, which looks nice. Now there's something wrong with this chart. In other words, I'm looking at the legend here. It shows my first 3 teams, but where's team 4? If you run into this problem, you may just need to refresh your legend, because I do have 4 teams, but it's not showing the blue team here, number 4. Just go ahead with the chart selected, come up to your Layout tab, its related tab up here, and then come over to the Labels group, click on the Legend button, and just go ahead and click on Show Legend at the right again, if that's the default, and it'll refresh it and update it, and that looks fine. Now when you copy and paste it from Excel, it'll actually link back to Excel. So if I come back to Excel and I go, let's see, let me come to Sheet 2, and let me mess this up. Let's say that Team 1 just really did a horrible job. Let's say they only got 5%. Let me hit Enter. Well, I need 100% here, so let me go ahead and update some of the other teams. Maybe this is 30%. Let's say 45%. I'm off just 2%, so let me go back down to 43%. Okay, so we made the changes. Obviously within Excel, when I click on Chart, it flips it around, it updates it, but does it automatically update in PowerPoint? Let me go back to PowerPoint here, and it does. I mean, now Team 4 has the majority of the slice of revenue. In other words, they're going out, they're capturing more ghosts, and the only way they can capture more ghosts is if they actually go out and investigate more haunted houses, so that way we've got a lot more footage to show the people, so the advertisers will pay a little bit more, and we get more money, in which case Team 4 is going to get a chunk of revenue there as well. So let me show you what happens when I go back to Excel and I say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and close out of here, say yes to save my changes. And then I'm right here on my chart, and if I want to make changes to this, again, when in doubt, you can right-click on the chart and say Edit the Data, in which case it's going to pull up again, because it's linked. Anytime you copy and paste directly over from your Excel workbook, it's going to be linked to it. So it pulls up my Revenue Chart workbook. That's great. Close out of that, or again, you can come up here on the Design tab and click on the Edit Data as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and delete it. I'm going to show you the other way to insert your Excel chart as an object. So I want to click in here, and then I want to come up on the Insert tab, come over to the text group and click on the Object button here, say Create from File. I want to browse and find my Excel workbook, so I'm going to go to the desktop, click on the desktop. Remember, it's my exercise folder, and it's called Revenue Chart. Double click on that. Now I have 2 choices. I can go ahead and link it, which I highly recommend, because if you don't link it, which I'll show you, when I click OK, I mean, the chart looks good, but when I want to edit the chart, this is where it looks horrible. I go ahead and I want to edit my chart. Well, when I right-click, there's no edit option. When I come up and click on the Format tab, there's no edit data. The only way to edit the chart is if you double-click really fast on the chart itself, and notice what it did. It actually embedded Excel, at least your workbook, in here. So there's my chart. There's my worksheet 2. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's just that I have to click and drag and stretch this up if I can, or down, or just zoom in to be able to see those tiny little numbers. And then when I'm done changing the numbers and I click off in a blank area, it just freaks out. And then I got to remember that because the last worksheet that I selected was the data sheet, that's what it's going to show. I mean, the black numbers aren't going to show here because it's black on black. So I have to double click again, come back, say Chart, select my chart so that shows, then click off in a blank area, it freaks out, and finally says, okay, this is what we're going to show you. So really, I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather have it linked. So when I right click to edit the chart, it actually opens up Excel. Again, Excel handles charts very well. It handles organizing of data. Where with PowerPoint, I mean, it gives us some of the basics. But like I said, if I have a lot of charts, a lot of things I'm working on in Excel, just leave them there. Bring them over, copy and paste them, and know that you can update them. And whatever you update in Excel will actually reflect in your PowerPoint presentation. Which brings up a good point when it comes to collaboration. If you're working on the PowerPoint presentation, and you got your other team working on charts or data, anytime that you have an update, it's linked, at least as long as it's on your computer and it's in the same spot, it'll be linked to it so you can make those updates accordingly. So when they update the data, of course, in their Excel workbooks, you'll get the latest here. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.